So this set of multiple choice questions directly connects to a lot of the multiple choice you'll see tomorrow in the test and covers a lot of the material that's in that review packet that you've also had for a night or two. Let's first talk about number one. Now, before, some people were talking about how there might be two answers, and I understand how they're seeing that. The question is, which of the following relations is not a function? Which are a function right away?
B, C, and D.
B and C I definitely agree with. Because as soon as I see that no x values repeat, I know that they are functions. So B is a function. Oops. B is a function, and so is C. So B, why is it doing that? There we go. Okay, so B and C are functions. We're good. Now, A and D are both red flags because what do you see repeats? These twos, an x value repeats. But there is only one right answer.
It's D. What?
So here, the twos do repeat, but where's 2 being sent? 6, and then where's 2 being sent? Same value. 2 is being sent to 6. So A is the correct answer, and let's write a reason. Because one input, 2, is being sent to 2 different outputs. What are the 2 different outputs? So choice A is the reason. Choice A is the correct answer, and that sentence is the reason. Now, with that being said, how about number 2? There's only one here that's a function. Who sees it? Why are you saying B? Very good. Choice B, because it's the only graph that passes VLT. Everything else fails. Number 3, determine the domain. Who's got the domain? She thinks C. Is she right? Why is she right? Nice job. It's a linear function. No restriction. So the question was, mx plus b automatically linear? Yes. As soon as you see the highest power of x is 1, x to the first, we just don't write the 1, it's linear. There are 2 more that are no restrictions. What are they? So let me say it again. We have 3 total that have no restrictions. Linear is 1, odd roots, quadratic. Keep those in mind for tomorrow. Very good. Okay, number 4. Is that giving me an x value or a y value?
X. No, Y. Wait, what? What? You said X.
We're not sure. Good job. Giving me x value. F of 2 is giving me an x value. It's saying when x is 2, where's y? So I come over here, x is 2. Where is that? We're on number 4. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think D is the most reasonable answer choice. Because anything under 2 doesn't visibly look big enough. Nice job. Number 5. Which represents the domain and range of the function?
C.
Well, let's talk. What's my domain? For people who say C, what did you get for domain? So hold on. As you list these, I'm just going to cross off the value. -8, -3, 2, 3, and 6.
Well, you gotta put it from me to
Typically, we like to do that least to greatest. So knowing my domain, which answers do I cross off?
C, B,
D, A, and B. So just by process of elimination, we did not even have to look at the range. We know it's B. 6. When you have a graph like this, I would ask that you pretend you don't have answer choices. Let's get domain and range for ourselves. What's the domain of this graph? Is she right? Yeah. Who agrees with her? -5 to infinity. Who needs me to go over how we got that real quick? Okay, so good. Remember, for domain, you can take your pencil, and I come in from the left, and I stop when I hit the graph. Where are you on the x-axis? -5, and it's a solid dot, which is why I have a bracket. Very good. I come in from the right. It looks like 3, but is it 3? It's infinity. When in doubt, if you see arrows, extend them so they stand out to you. So that is why it's infinity on the right. Now, just by knowing the domain, which of these answer choices might we be able to cross off? A, because that A is about -3 for domain. D, because it's definitely not all real numbers. So now I'm down to choice C and B. Why is it B? Very good. So you have a solid dot, and I have a bracket. That solid dot means I have to have the or equal to piece.
Wait, why is it a C?
So check it out. Because it's a solid dot. Look at what I drew. See, solid dot. If that was an open circle, then C would be back in the running. Very good. So that's 1 through 6. Now, on the back, when you see these questions tomorrow, they will all be spread out. Why are they going to be spread out? Space for work. Great answer. So I asked when you try this, the directions say to do this on a separate piece of paper. If you didn't and you need more space, please do the work on a separate piece of paper. Number 7, evaluate. F of x equals, mine's cut off, let's see. -2x plus 7 for f of 5. Is that giving you a value for x or for y? Giving you an x value. So how do I find that? What do I write? Good. F of 5 equals -2. Tell me what to write. How do I show substituting this in for x? Shamar? Parenthesis, 5 plus 7. Careful. Now this becomes -10 plus 7. What's -10 plus 7? -3. C is my answer. What's different about number 8?
You have to plug
it Is this giving me x or y? Giving you a y value. Remember, f of x means what? Y. So really, you could in your brain, you could see this as y equals 11. So now what equation am I going to set up? What do I write? Careful. 11 equals 4x minus 5. And then we're going to add 5. So finish, because no work, no credit. So if you didn't try this, try it now. If we have corrections to make them. No importa si no quiere. Nothing. Okay, number 9. Go ahead and work on number 9. Yes. Number 9. F of 3. F of 3. Watch your order of operations. What comes first, multiplication or exponents?
Multiplication.
Careful. All right, let's talk. F of 3 equals 5 times 3 squared plus 3 times 3 minus 8. Any questions on what I wrote so far? No. All we're saying is where I see x, I plug in a 3. Now the question that I had put to you guys, do I do 5 times 3 first or 3 squared first? Yeah, 3 squared has to come first. So we leave the 5 alone. What is 3 squared? And then 3 times 3 over here? And clearly on the test, you'll have way more space to show this work. Just to save paper, I fit it on 1 page. Now, what's the difference between number 10 and number 14? Number 10 and number 14, what's the difference? Look at number 10, and then look at the bottom, number 14. What's the difference? One's adding, and one is subtracting. Do I need parentheses for addition? No. So here is where technically, if you don't want to write your parentheses, you don't have to. F of x is 2x squared minus 5x plus 1 plus 6x squared minus 4. Half of you treated the subtraction question on the test, on the quiz, as an addition, okay? If I have addition, no parentheses. When we get to the bottom, we have to use parentheses. The reason I don't need to have parentheses here is technically there's a positive 1. When you multiply something by positive 1, does that change anything? No. So now we can just combine like terms. What like terms do we have? 2x squared and a positive 6x squared makes what? 8x squared. Y minus 5x next. Do you have any other x terms? No. And then what's left? Positive 1 minus 4, negative 3. So my answer is D. Good job. Work on number 11. There's no work for the setup. So let's first work on the setup. What's the setup? What is this going to equal? What does this equal? Now, a lot of you were able to tell me this on the quiz, but then we messed up on the domain. What part of this do I pay attention to? The denominator. So circle or highlight the denominator. I should not see inequalities on this. About 5 of you gave me inequalities for a rational function. Negatives are fine. So we're going to set x minus 8 equal to 0. And how do I solve that? So I get x equals 8. 2 or 3 of you left it right there. Is that the answer? No. All real numbers, x equal to 8, not equal to 8.
Oh wait, you don't have to add 0. That's not equal to 8.
Because what happens, so the question is, why is it not equal to? Good question. If I let x equal 8, what happens in the denominator? What's 8 minus 8? 0. Can you divide by 0?
Yeah.
No. So you're finding the value you have to exclude. Question?
Yeah, so when do you know to put the plus in the negative?
Good question. His question was when do you know when to put the plus in the negative? If I was solving this, and I had to take the square root of both sides, that is when I would get x equals plus or minus 8. Great question. So we only get 2, he asked a question. He asked, when do you get plus minus? So I just put this little example up. If in the process of you solving, you ended up you were solving x squared equals 64, and you had to take the square root of both sides, that's when we get the positive, negative answers. All right, good job. Number 12, anybody who struggled with composition on the quiz, please pay close attention to the approach. It doesn't matter how crazy the functions are. The approach doesn't change. Oh, yeah, what's the answer for 11? D. Frankly, as soon as you see a rational like this, right away, I would hope you would cross the inequalities right off, because inequalities are not for rational functions, except in a special case, which we're not going to look at. Okay, number 12. What's my guide? What's my starting function going to be? Gladys? F. Very good. So we are going to choose to write f of x first. F of x equals 2x minus 5. what is being substituted into f? G. So this is going to become f of, what's g of x? So if you didn't get this right on the quiz, try this right now and ask me any questions you've got, because this is going to be on the test tomorrow.
What?
So I get 6x plus 12 minus 5, 6x plus 7, making the right answer
What are you doing?
A.
Sis, you're going way too fast.
Composition.
I don't know if you did. From there.
Distribute the 2. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times 6 is 12, and I brought down the minus 5, and then I combine like terms.
Ooh.
Once I finish 13 and 14, there's more composition practice in the review, so you can go work on that. 13.
All of these can go. Yeah.
Very good, very good. So she realizes this is an even root function. So I need to just pay attention to what's underneath the radical. And then what inequality did you hear her say? This is where we have greater than or equal to 0. Good job. We're going to subtract 12 from both sides. Bring down the 3x. Caution, right here, don't lose your inequality. Sometimes I see people start with an inequality and then suddenly it becomes equal. Don't do that. Keep the greater than or equal to. Negative 12. Yes. Good job. So we're not going to change the inequality sign here. Just because the numerator is negative, that doesn't matter. You did not divide by a negative. So it stays. So my right answer is D. Now, I am extremely interested in everybody getting 14 correct right now because of all the subtraction boo-boos I saw in your quiz. So with subtraction, you need to remember to use parentheses. Try it right now. 14. Yes, I'm listening.
Greater than or equal to
Yes.
9.
0.
I'll point at 0.
Greater than or equal to 0 because we're saying what's underneath the radical can't be negative. It can be 0 or bigger than 0. So greater than or equal to. All right. Do I need parentheses around b of x? No, I do not. Minus. So this is what I saw in people's quizzes. Is this correct? Why not? Where should I have those parentheses? That is key. Super, super important. Because now what am I going to do with this negative? What do I do with the negative? What do we do with that minus sign? Distribute it in. Remember, that negative represents a -1. It's not going to change any of the values. It just flips the sign. So this 10x squared goes from being positive to negative. Keep going. Minus 3x plus 4. So we are recognizing that this is a -1 out front. And we're multiplying each of these terms by a -1, which just changes the sign. It doesn't change the values. Now I can combine like terms. So where are my like terms? 8x squared minus 10x squared makes -2x squared. Good. Minus 3x, careful. And then 11 plus 4? Plus or minus? Good job. Now notice, A, B, and C, what's the only difference between A, B, and C? The signs, right? 2, 3, and 15, but all the positive and negatives are all different choices. So watch your signs. What's the correct answer? A. Very good. So take this content knowledge that we just talked about and now go back into your review packet and see what you would like to work on. So if you want to focus on composition, go work on composition. If you know your real world, there's at least 2 real worlds on the test tomorrow. work on the real world. All right, nice job. I will be after school today for 20 minutes before my meeting. I'm going to post this online by 3 o'clock. Good job. Let's get back to work.
If you're not answering me